And I'm here to present our submission for the NSA Boston AI Hackathon, which is TadaTeer. So the problem we saw a lot of people facing is that stock research into the Nepali Stock Exchange is very inefficient, and that there's not really the same amount of infrastructure as other exchanges like the New York Stock Exchange. And there's also a lack of AI-powered analysis tools for the stock exchange, so that could be people like chatbots for people to ask questions to, or also like AI analysis of the current market and current market stocks. And also, there's not really that many forecasts. So, in the New York Stock Exchange, there's a lot of analyst forecasts from a bunch of hedge funds, but obviously, the Nepali Stock Exchange is not as big, so that kind of just doesn't exist. And these are barriers that prevent people from investing into the stock exchange and also limits access to investment for Nepali citizens, which is pretty bad because it might be preventing the economy from growing at the potential it has. So our solution was TadaTeer, which is an all-in-one Nepali Stock Exchange analysis platform, which features machine learning forecasting, as well as interactive financial charts for company fundamentals, smart search to discover stocks faster, as well as portfolio tracking. And kind of going into more detail off that is an explanation of how it works. So first, we scrape the internet for basically like news articles, financial statements, earning calls for any stock the user wants to research. And all of this data gets collected, as in like financial statements and things like that, and stored. And then we also have a trained model that was trained on the past year of price fluctuations and movements for every stock in the Nepali Stock Exchange that is able to that provides a forecast of where the stock is expected to move in the near, like, medium to short term. And all of this is kind of consolidated in the user-facing front end, where we provide the user like helpful graphs, a chatbot interface, and the forecast, as well as news articles and the sentiment, like basically a bunch of information about every stock, or any stock of their choosing, I should say. And they could take notes on these and let it influence their like decision whether to invest in the stock or not. And a potential consumer profile is pretty open-ended for our product, because like you can invest at any age, and there's not really like a criteria for, oh, you have to be this educated to invest, or you have to meet like this criteria to invest. And the chatbot we have kind of breaks that down as well. So even if you're not as educated about financial instruments like stocks, you could just ask the chatbot like, hey, what's a PE ratio, if you want to know like what some metrics mean, or how does this change in operating margin affect how this business might do in the long term. So yeah, we kind of made it so that it's available to everyone. And for scaling, we would like to expand to foreign markets, train the model on more data, and then simulate portfolios for backtesting. Now for the demo, I have it pulled up here. So in the app on the home page, you could go to kind of like a market overview of the entire market. You could view top stocks, so top gainers, losers, the most traded. You could also view stocks by sector. And then there's this market depth tab, which basically just provides kind of like holistic information about the whole stock market. So it provides all the stocks in the market and other things like that. So if we want to search a like common stock, let's say Nabil, which is a banking company, we could go on here and we can compare the stock with its peers, so others in the banking sector. And we also have insights here. So this is our forecast that our model generated, and the valuation, the risk, and the sentiment of the stock. We have a price chart of the stock, which you could change the time frame on. And this is like the general like sector analysis of the stock. So this is the index, and this is the sector, and then this is the stock compared to its peers. And then right here you could see financial statements for the stock. So this is pulled straight from the stock's quarterly earnings reports, which they're required to provide by law, so they're probably accurate. And here you can just see like how many assets the stock has, how much equity the shareholders have, and we also have the news feed here. And over here on the chatbot, you could sign in. So let's have a demo account, and I could ask questions right here about the stock. So what does the PE ratio say about the stock? And then I'll get an answer pretty quick. So yeah, this will basically just like outline what a PE is, and then like how that might affect the stock's performance. So yeah. And then I already mentioned our growth strategy before. So make a smart financial decision and invest in us for a more financially accessible Nepal.